Maureen LeBrun, and I'm going to talk today more about Kundalini awakenings, Kundalini energy, and what it's like to live with Kundalini energy and what to do with it a little bit. For me, I was born with having this Kundalini energy moving through me, not as much as it is now, but how I actually knew that I had these open doorways was through mystical experiences. And I had them from when I was a young child. I remember, I think I was like 8 or 9 years old, and having these dreams of being one and wanting to be one, and how I just wanted more than anything to have a feeling of oneness. And then I would see this purple light that would come towards me. And I remember thinking, now that mystery, whatever that is what I'm really after. And as time went on, I found my first spiritual mentor when I was 17. I actually decided I needed to go to therapy because, I had one of those dysfunctional childhoods, as many of us have. And he actually started teaching me about having a spiritual path and looking within for the answers instead of looking without and trying to find the answers in a book. And that was one of the most incredibly valuable things, I have to say, that I learned on my path. And that's one of the things that I always try to teach people, who I work with, and friends, is say, instead of reading a million books all the time to find your answers, go within and try to contemplate, try to ponder, because that's where your answers really lie about what's really true for you. So anyway, I had those experiences when I was really young, and one of the first really large Kundalini experiences I had, I was sitting, it's a great metaphor too, I was in Greece at the temple of Asclepius, and his entire complex is all about healing and going in through the dream life. So I was in this, the ruins of the complex, sitting in a place that's called the Temple of Isis, and of course it's all ruins, and Isis is an Egyptian goddess, but still I sat there and I just decided I was going to meditate. And then all of a sudden it was like a massive fire hose. It was like amazing energy fire hose. It just rocked me. It just came through me. It just felt like the ultimate creative pulse of the universe was moving through me. And I remember just sitting there going, this is the feeling. This is what I'm after. And it kept going. It was probably about 3 minutes straight. And then it stopped, and I was like rocking, through the experience. And I remember thinking, this is what I'm after. This is what my life is about. This is what I'm after in that moment. And I actually had no idea that was about Kundalini. That I just thought it was a massive, divine, just download and a transformative experience, telling me that, yeah, my spiritual path that I've been seeking is actually true. So from then, the thing that really started tapping me into that specific feeling of energy was, for example, when I danced. So for me, one of my doorways to that is through dance. So I'd feel it through dance, and then I'd feel it through meditation. And as time went on, and I kept, following my spiritual path in my life, and then, working on, sending healing energy back and forth with people, my spiritual experiences kept growing. I mean, the synchronicities, I will share more about those sometimes, but they are so incredible that, sometimes I say to myself, wow, I was dreaming about this and this thing, and then it happened in my life the next day. And what are the probabilities of these synchronicities, of these, quote, chance happenings? It's beyond any probability. And this is the doorway you end up walking through when your Kundalini energy starts becoming active. And also, it doesn't have to be a massive change from one day to the next. It is like that for some people, where one day they just walk about the world, they're doing their normal everyday 9-to-5 jobs, and suddenly they have a spiritual experience and their whole lives are radically changed. But for other people, it's more gradual, like it was for me. It was just, building on experience and meditation and looking at myself, self-development, and just releasing a lot of patterns over time. And so, back, it was 2010, I was practicing sending energy back and forth with a friend of mine, another spiritually based friend. And because of practicing doing that and getting back into meditation, all of a sudden it was like this energy, this creative Kundalini energy that's in me took a massive quantum leap. I mean, all of a sudden, it literally was within a few weeks, I literally felt electric in my body. I felt very, I'd had feelings of that before. It was this nice, soft energy where literally it would feel like moving through silk and having just like the feeling of love, like being liquid all over your body. And it's I've had that before, but this was different. It was really feeling so much energy moving through me that even when I got upset, it felt like I was stuck my finger in a light socket. It was not comfortable at all. But when I was feeling balanced, it felt like that bliss state of the mystics. So to make a long journey short, I found Kundalini yoga itself, which is usually used to waken your Kundalini, but I used it in order to regulate what was already happening. So if you have Kundalini experiences and you're experiencing all this energy in your body, finding a system that helps balance the energies is actually really crucial. You know, there's Kundalini yoga, which works really well for me. There's Dan yoga as well, which is a phenomenal system. There's Qigong. There's Tai Chi. There are a lot of things available for people to practice and to really to even out the energies in their body. So what happens, so you've got this energy awake in you, and what started happening as well, which was so amazing and so cool, is I started being able to feel, using my body as an antenna. So for example, I like walk in a room and I can feel, oh, there's got to be a big crystal in this room, and I literally feel it in my body, and it's really quite extraordinary. So all you're doing really is you're just using more of your brain is really what it comes down to, because in another segment I want to talk about the physiological things that happen when Kundalini energy is awake, and there is a lot of information that's coming out about this. And I'm also involved in a foundation called the Emerging Science Foundation. It is a 501c3 that specifically researches Kundalini energy and is aligned with some of the academic research studies that are out there about what this is all about, because it's happening to so many people and they don't even know what's going on with them, and they don't realize once you have this energy moving through you, you need to find creative outlets. You know, for me it's like dancing, singing, playing the guitar, you know, and then I'll find other creative things, but you gotta let it out in some way and do something positive with it instead of just bottling up in the body, because that's not good for you. And to also find ways to balance it. So that's the very short version of what's happening for me with Kundalini energy, and it keeps growing every day, every week. There are new experiences, and I feel more balanced. I feel you know, more at peace, more in that love bliss state. It comes and goes, believe me, it comes and goes, because I do live in this world. I'm a mother, you know, I still deal with traffic, I deal with normal everyday stuff with everybody else. So of course it's, you know, I don't have the luxury of sitting and just meditating all the time. So when you have that going on, you have to be able to maneuver in the world like a modern day yogi. So that's what I wanted to talk a little bit about today, and there'll be a lot more information on this. And if you want to ask questions, please just go ahead and put them in the comments below. Thanks. Bye.